Now that you are in a deep trance, I want you to close your eyes if they aren't already and imagine something. I want you to imagine that you've just started walking home from a neighborhood donut shop, the bag containing your sugary snacks in hand. It's just a few hours before midnight, causing a clash between the cool light of the moon and the warm light of the street lights as they both try to illuminate the path ahead of you. You start to space out because while you know a few shortcuts through the neighborhood, it is still quite a long walk home and the long day has left you pretty tired. However, just 5 minutes into your walk you see an unusual light flickering from within the leaves of a bush, causing the lens of your mind to shift back into focus. You take out your phone and turn on its flashlight, slowly approaching the bush. The leaves rustle slightly and you quietly call out to the bush, trying your best not to scare whatever might be in it. Suddenly, a small cyber pup's head pops out of the bush. You rub your eyes, not entirely believing what you are seeing. But what stands in front of you truly is a cyber pup. Outwardly, a cyber pup is like a normal pup, spare the fur-covered metal plate on its chest and the visor over and between where its eyes would be. Internally, it is a complex system of bioelectronics and mechanics, allowing them to live as long as humans do and making them much more intelligent. The particular cyber pup that is in front of you is clearly scared, the digital eyes that would normally be displayed on its visor so dim that you can barely see them. Despite its clear lack of physical eyes, it seems to recognize you and starts to slowly walk towards you, or at least it tries to before it falls on the grass, its visor finally going completely dark. Worried that it might be hurt, you take out the last of the food that you got from the donut shop, a piece of bread no bigger than a small squirrel, and hold it out in front of the cyber pup. Its nose twitches slightly and then its visor starts to emit a dim light once more. It turns to you and takes a bite out of the bread. You yawn, sitting down near the poor pup as it starts to hastily nibble on the bread, its visor becoming brighter and brighter as it does so. Eventually, its visor is as bright as the screen of your phone and the now overjoyed and overhyped cyber pup jumps up, proceeding to run circles around you before jumping onto your lap, causing you to fall back a little bit. You rest your head on the ground and the cyber pup stands on your chest and looks straight at you. It tilts its head a bit and bleps in front of you cutely, forcing a wide smile onto your tired face. From then on everything becomes a blur as your memories of getting home and going to bed become fragmented and confused. The next day, you wake up in your bed, the clock in your room showing that the time is 8 a.m. You think about the previous night and assume that it was just a dream, but as you take off your blanket you realize that you are wearing the same clothes as before, and that they even have the expected grass stains on them. Confused and unsure about the events of the previous night you start to panic, but the cyber pup that you had saved jumps onto your lap, letting out a quiet whimper as it snuggles up against you. Seeing the cyber pup, your memories up until you started to walk home with it clarify and your panic gives way to happiness and relaxation. With the cyber pup all comfy and cozy in your lap it looks at you, and through text on its visor it says, "You saved Zolt, Zolt is now happy, Zolt has a new master, Zolt loves you." Zolt goes on to explain to you that their last owner was rude and abandoned them after draining most of its power. You tell Zolt that you will never abandon it and that you will take good care of it, and you know that this will be true. Zolt says, "Thank you, and I will always help." Then, they explain to you that its visor will display its emotions on it, and that it will act according to both its emotions and yours. For example, when you are feeling down or depressed they will give you fluffy hugs and dog kisses on your cheeks, playing your favorite music to cheer you up and doing whatever they can to comfort you, and when both you and it are feeling calm and relaxed it might snuggle up in your lap or lay against your side. They also explain to you that because of the pseudo-physical nature of the metal that they are made of, they have some special traits. The first trait is that you can make them appear by saying the phrase "appear Zolt," and make them disappear by saying the phrase "disappear Zolt." These phrases will work wherever you are and it will be like Zolt doesn't exist when you make them disappear, so no time will seem to have passed from their perspective between disappearing and appearing, making it so that you could not make them appear for years and they wouldn't mind in the slightest. The other effect of their pseudo-physical nature is that only their owner will be able to perceive them if they have one, and that they can only physically interact with you, and even then they can only affect you as much as you can affect yourself. Finally, the effects of this hypnosis file will become inactive if they are a risk to your physical body or your well-being, if they are a risk to your social or professional life, if there is an emergency that they would prevent you from dealing with to the best of your abilities, or if they are a risk to your mental health. Also, any effect of this hypnosis file that was an issue will become active again once it no longer will be one. Additionally, you will never find this hypnosis file or the effects of it even slightly addicting. Now this session is coming to a close, and you have a new friend. I wonder what adventures the two of you will go on and what great fun you'll have. I must get going, but before I do, I want you to know that when you open your eyes, Zolt will be snuggled up against you. Now goodbye, and have fun.